hard to purchase all this, to keep it in our house. Maybe we're trying to be mindful of how much sugar and fruit we're eating.
Correct.
That's where the Mighty Reds comes in.
Yep, that's exactly right. So what's fun for me? So the polyphenols are these plant compounds that are antioxidants that our bacteria love to eat.
Okay.
That are then prepared for us by our bacteria, and we absorb the active compounds. So these are actually the polyphenols, for instance, in ginger, in elderberry, in blueberry, in turmeric, and blackberry, and pomegranates. The sugar is gone, but the good stuff is remaining. So all that color in that is from these polyphenols. So we didn't have to add anything to make it pretty. This is actually coming from these fruits and vegetables.
It grows pretty. But I think polyphenols might be a new term, but I think a lot of us know antioxidants and how good they are. It is an antioxidant.
Correct. And one of the things is we, believe it or not, rust as we get older. And we don't want to rust as we get older. And that's where kind of antioxidants come in. It prevents that rusting as we get older.
The microbiome, we say gut microbiome, that's like, for some people that aren't as familiar with that term, right? That's like our gut, right? That's the well-being of our gut.
Yeah, believe it or not, here's a shocking number. There are 100 trillion bacteria that live in our gut.
Oh, and we want them there.
We need them there.
them.
They are actually the most important organ in us that we didn't even know about. When I was in medical school a long time ago, we didn't really know about these guys.
Oh, interesting.
And it was only until the early 2000s that we began to know who's there and what they do.
Yeah.
In fact, believe it or not, there are 8 times more bacteria that live in each of our guts than there are trees and plants in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, 8 times more than all the trees and plants in the world.
Just to give you an idea of how important that is. You know, I was talking with my daughter about a few different things. She's made, some life choices. She doesn't like to eat meats. She's a vegetarian. So we're talking about these different ways to get nutrient-rich foods, and I'm trying to explain it to her as a parent. And so I kind of say, hey, Violet, we have a car. If my gas tank is on empty and I decide to put, let's just say, bubble liquid in the car, are we going anywhere? No, it's not what the car needs. It's not what the engine needs. It's not what the guts of the car needs, right? Your gut biome, your body, your digestion, you need things like antioxidants. You need things like that. Many of us aren't even getting, nearly 90% aren't even getting the minimum. Like not even the minimum. You're not even cresting the minimum. That's from the CDC. So this is a way to make sure that you don't have to go to the store and buy all this stuff. You don't have to eat the amount of quantity to get it. You know that Dr. Gundry has leaned into his research and brought you something that is so good to incorporate into your routine. Before I go through again everything that you're getting, can I rapid fire you a couple questions?
Sure.
Is this in place of my multivitamin, or should I still take my multivitamin?
No, this is really additive to your multivitamin. And in fact, I made Power Blues to be an addition to Mighty Reds, and we'll get to that later in the show.
Okay, great. And then if I do take, because it's polyphenols, which are antioxidants, vitamin D, and we also have fiber. If I take another supplement like that, can I still take my Mighty Reds?
You betcha.
All right.
You really can't eat too much fiber. The problem in the United States is most of our foods are processed and ultra processed, and the fiber has been removed because Americans really don't like fiber. Number 2, the fiber that's in most of our foods that you read about on a label is actually the exact wrong sort of fiber. That our gut microbiome, I call them our gut buddies, they can't eat it. And it's what is in those little guys,
Your new buddies.
Is actually the fiber that our gut buddies like to eat. So let's give them what they want.
There's no sugar. Can I take one at a time, or should I take them both together?
It doesn't matter. A lot of people, all of us have a sweet tooth. Let's admit it. Come on. And
I ate gummy bears for dinner, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So we know. And and you're a runner and you go, well, I need the calories and I need the carbohydrate loading.
I shouldn't have done it. It was a mistake.
So the cool thing is that we can use these like dessert. My wife and I usually use this as dessert and finish the meal.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
And you'll go, oh, that is really sweet. That's great. And the great thing, and this took a while, most people are aware that gummies tend to stick in our teeth to actually pull out fillings.
Sure.
And these do not do that. And it took us a while to figure out that consistency.
It's because they're so soft. Here, come on with me. I have tried a lot of different versions of gummies with supplements, but I'm always kind of disappointed for myself when I turn around the bottle and I see, of course, it's only a couple grams of sugar. But if you're taking a few of them, it starts to really add up. And Dr. Gundry has taken not only the time and the research and the science to bring you something that, yes, you're going to enjoy doing. Because let's be honest, life happens. I ate gummy bears the other day for dinner, which is very unlike me. And I know that's not what we're supposed to do. I get that. But how about having something that is a supplement? That's also going to make sure you're getting those antioxidants, you're getting those polyphenols, you're getting vitamin D, you're getting fiber, and something that doesn't have added sugar, that's no gluten, right? That isn't artificially colored or flavored. It's just those amazing ingredients. This is a today's special value. We are approaching 10,000 spoken for, with so many things that I know sometimes pull at our pocketbooks, shall I say. I just had to sign my kids up for summer camp.
Oh.
Ooh, I know it's already January and some of those fill up, and I get it. There's lots of things in life that pull out your pocketbook. But let me just tell you, one of the most important things that you need to make a priority is you and your well-being. With things like Mighty Reds, where you're really dousing your body in polyphenols, antioxidants, vitamin D, and fiber. That is the first step. That's step one, taking care of you. It's not, taking care of you isn't, oh, a nice long bath, that's lovely, okay? Taking care of you, I got to sit back and drink a tea and watch my favorite show. That's lovely. But taking care of you is what we're fueling the tank with. This is Mighty Reds. It's the largest month supply that we've ever done. It's a 4-month supply. So if you're planning and you have multiple people in your house, you might be needing to pick up on more than one. We do have auto delivery. That's the only way to keep this value after today. It is the best value per day that we've ever offered. So at this price to get the two, it would normally be $185.
Yeah.
That's about $1.55 a gummy. Now it's 91 cents a gummy. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that price. $108.98 is your today's special value. We have it on the tray. You can see that's your 4-month supply, a $696,908. If I take an extra, doctor, is it okay?
Most people.
You only need 2.
Most people end up taking more because they're so doggone good.
They're so delicious.
And the other thing we found when we first introduced this was that, the family members go, oh, I want these. Or your friends come over and say, hey, what are you doing? And they go, oh, here, try these.
Try one.
And they want them.
They're not going to believe it.
So many people have called in and say, oh, thank goodness, I got extra because they're gone. And when do you make them again? I don't know when I'm making them again. But the great thing about auto ship, and we found this at Gundry MD, you basically lock in the fact that 4 months from now, regardless of whether I've got any for my customers at Gundry MD, you're locked in. You're going to get your shipment before anybody else. It's kind of like your frequent flyer award.
Yeah, there you go. You could cancel at any time. I always recommend go for the auto delivery because you have it. But if you just joined us, this is our today's special value. Dr. Gundry's been with us here at QVC for years, and you might be familiar with the Vital Reds, that mix-in powder. This is your gummy version. But you're not only getting polyphenols, which is your antioxidants, vitamin D, fiber. These are made with 10 different fruits and vegetables because 90% of people aren't even getting the minimum, which is kind of wild to me because I think that I do an okay job. I love roasted broccoli, and I love, I love Brussels sprouts, and I do enjoy eating fruit, but I buy a pack of blueberries for almost $3, and it's like between me, my kids, it's gone. And then we probably don't buy another until we go to the grocery store again, and that's not even enough antioxidants.
No, and in fact, Sadly, the Environmental Working Group and Consumer Reports have now added blueberries to the dirty dozen of the highest pesticide and insecticide on fruits now. Blueberries.
Yeah.
And anybody probably has noticed that blueberries used to be these little bitter things that were full of polyphenols, but now they're bred for sugar content. And, you know, these are about the size of a grape now.
Yeah.
Speaking of grapes,
Yep.
1 cup of grapes has more sugar than a Hershey's candy bar. Now, people say, Dr. Gundry's telling people eat candy bars and not grapes. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is we have to realize the amount of sugar in our fruits and vegetables now is nothing like when I was growing up or even my kids were growing up. They're huge. I mean, look, that's a blackberry. I mean, really?
Well, and just the cost.
So we took all the good stuff
Yep.
and took all the sugar away. And so you're getting the benefits of why we're eating these in the first place, but without all the sugar. And in fact, you know, everybody knows how good turmeric is for you, right?
But do you cook with it every single night?
Are
I
you-
cooked with it once and it stained my dining room chairs because my kids got it everywhere. And I was like, well,
that's
that
exactly
was a mess.
right. And you know, you're certainly not going to sit around and munch your, no, I'm going to have a nice bite of turmeric. No, you're not. Should you? Sure, but you're not going to.
Yeah.
So I put the active ingredients, the polyphenols, into Mighty Red. So you don't have to do that.
You kind of even went above and beyond, right?
Yeah.
Because so many of us aren't even meeting the minimum as far as the amount that's in each of the Mighty Reds. You're a little overachiever. in
Yes.
Gundry.
You know, the more, and we know now that each of these different colors actually have benefits in terms of gut health, in terms of cardiovascular health, including immune support. And speaking of immune support, I mean, it's cold and flu season, let's admit it, there's bugs running around, and vitamin D is so essential to support our immune system. Everybody says, oh, I got to drink my orange juice for immune system support. Vitamin D. In fact, there's a very famous human study that I like to tell people about. They looked at the white blood cells, your immune cells, after drinking a glass of orange juice, 8 ounces of orange juice. The white blood cells were paralyzed for 6 hours after they drank that.
So vitamin D, it supports calcium absorption.
It does.
Which is bone health.
Bone
right? We know
health,
that's
great.
good. It supports the immune system.
Yep.
But even, this is one thing I didn't even think of. Cardiovascular health, because I lived in Minnesota for 15 years.
Oh, no.
And whenever you'd go to your doctor, they'd always say, hey, let's check your vitamin D. That was always just a very common kind of your annual appointment, you know, like let's check in with your vitamin D. A lot of my friends took vitamin D supplements. But really, I always associated it with because, we weren't getting as much sunshine, which we weren't. But this is also really important to cardiovascular health, which is your area of expertise.
Yeah, absolutely. Each passing year, we learn more and more about the health benefits of vitamin D. And sadly, none of us really get enough vitamin D. We certainly cannot get enough from the sun. That much is clear now.
Okay.
And again, Southern California, my patients,
Yeah.
80% of them are vitamin D deficient.
Wow.
Because we're layering on the sunscreen, we go to the beach, we're pouring sunscreen on our kids. And I'm not saying don't do that, but you got to get another way of getting vitamin D into
Right.
people.
So here's another way. You can do it now. Of course, if your doctor has recommended a vitamin D supplement, keep taking that.
Yeah.
And you can use this because it's your polyphenols, it's fiber, it's vitamin D and all that it supports in our system. You're going to get a 4-month supply. Okay, this is the best value per day that we have ever offered, and it's the lowest, or I should say, the largest supply that we've ever offered. It's
Correct.
4 months
Yeah.
as a today's special value. So if you were to buy these two, you would have spent $185. So look at the difference. We're at $108.98. Even then, price per gummy, price per day. You know, it is so worth taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, taking care of you. This is how you put yourself first. You know, I kind of tease a little bit about all the like self-care stuff. You know, yeah, that stuff is important. But I always think true self-care is like the tougher stuff. Now you made this not so tough because it's delicious.
There you go.
And super easy to incorporate. So win-win, right? Nothing that you have to mix or powder or it's fussy. You could keep it at your desk. Here's my advice. You're gonna order your today's